Welcome back to the Former Fat Friend podcast, where this week I would like to redo our dating and relationships episode now that I have a boyfriend.
I was like, wait.
Yeah.
No one told me this.
Allie's not reliving
Did you see
that.
the panic? I forgot we're doing video podcast now, and the panic in my eyes was tangible.
Yeah, I'm insufferable. This is all I do now.
Talk about your boyfriend.
Yeah, I hope we're still together when this comes out.
Yeah, right?
Oh, yeah, that's...
Man. Also, same for my relationship.
Yeah. So we wanted to just get together tonight and kind of chat and give some updates both on life and our weight loss journeys and fitness journeys and just tell you how things are going.
Yeah, I think one of the big reasons we did this, actually, when we had Ashley on recently, she said, like, I just felt like I was sitting down with my friends, which is what we have always felt and, like, what this is. So I think we just, at least I know I did, like, yeah, let's just sit and chat and be us and see what comes out.
I didn't want to do it. I feel like I'm always performing best when I'm held to an outline.
Because you come so prepared?
Because I can follow an outline. I stick to the script. I'm good at understanding linear thoughts. So this will be hard for me, but I'll try to make it work for
I think this is your time to shine, Allie.
I think
Maybe.
so, too.
This is your breakout moment, I think.
Here we go. Big break.
Yeah.
Allie Untamed.
Yeah. Allie Unleashed or something like that maybe is better. Unmedicated maybe. What do you have to share? Lisa, you should probably start first because you do have a lot of fun.
So much to share, and I love to talk about myself.
I'm going to ask you a question.
Yeah, interview me.
I'm just kidding. I don't have one. You just talk about yourself. Talk amongst yourselves.
Tell us about your boyfriend.
I have a boyfriend.
The B word.
You guys, I've literally never done this before. Like, it made me realize, you know, that boy I dated before him, who shall not be named, who I thought was like my like first real relationship. It wasn't. I've learned.
Well, I think it probably was, but just a very different relationship.
It was. Even like though, like with my current boyfriend, I told Kasey recently that I feel like an imposter when I say the word boyfriend, but I'm getting used to it. Yeah. And Matt uses it a lot too. And he's
I have
like,
a question.
Yeah?
Do you call him your current boyfriend in front of him? Because I saw someone do this on Instagram and I love it. And I do it to Corey every once in a while where I say like my current husband just to keep him on his toes, you know?
Yeah. 100%. Yeah, we mess with each other like that a lot, which sometimes I think is funny. And then sometimes like I'm really just like a fake hard shell on the outside. And then sometimes I'm like, wait, that's not funny. Are you breaking up with me?
Wait, hold on. Do you think that you come off as a hard shell? I love that.
You don't.
You don't.
Okay.
You're so sweet and nice. Are you kidding me?
Sometimes.
That is adorable.
Sometimes I get, okay.
What a cute idea.
I don't want to do
You're like, all right, guys, I'm a hard ass.
Never mind.
I can be a hard ass. No,
we
I
need
know what
an
you mean.
agenda if we're going to record the podcast.
You know what? I know what you mean because I'm the same way with Corey where like I can give it out. Like I can dish out a lot. But like the minute that he says something that even has like a kernel of truth to it, I'm like, okay.
Divorce.
So, yeah. Okay. Well, I guess this is over now. Like our marriage is over. Okay. Bye.
No, we'll send each other funny like memes and whatever on Instagram. And it was before we were friends on Instagram. And I happened to be on my Leaning Into Lisa account. And when I sent it, I guess Instagram says like, so-and-so sent you a video. Would you like to follow them?
I didn't know that.
I still didn't know
It's
that.
whatever account you're currently logged into.
That's
so if I had
good to
switched
know.
over to my personal, I get a notification that he follows me. And I texted him and I was like, hey, wrong account, because he knew about it. I told him on our second date. I told him everything. That was a very nice early on sign of like I feel comfortable with this person because I told him about my surgery. He knows about my plastic surgery. He knows about this podcast. He knows about the like he literally knows everything there is to know.
Has he listened to the podcast?
I don't. If he hasn't told me. Well, probably not because my reaction when he followed me, I was like, that's the wrong one. And he was like, sorry, I don't know. It like forced me to. It was like follow before you watch this video. And he was like,
what kind of Instagram app are you using?
No, I'm telling you, just the regular one.
I need to test this.
He was like, do you want me to unfollow you? And I was like, listen, there's no secrets. There's a lot of vulnerability on there and he was so amazing. He was like
private.
Except it's public.
That's public.
I mean, like,
and just any random person on the street could follow me and see me. And he was like, he's like, you don't have to say another word. I totally get it. There's like a certain level of trust that has to be built up. Done. Unfollow, which is amazing. And then I realized that he was my 2000th follower. And I was like, well, but you were.
Maybe just test it out for a little bit and see how it feels, and then unfollow when I get
And his response was, well, back to 1999 you go. Like, he was like, no.
He was like, no, you're not getting it back.
So I don't think, you know, I think he absolutely would respect that boundary, but just for safety. There are several people that are blocked because I'm like, you just don't need to know that it exists.
I get that. So did you tell him on your first date that you had bariatric surgery?
Second
date. Okay. How did that conversation go?
I wish I could remember. That's a really great question.
I blacked out, and
Well,
I sure
no
did.
outline for this episode.
I remember after I shared, I got really closed off, and I did like a thing with my arms where they were crossed, and I was like very embarrassed. And I remember him being like, "What is this? What is this closed off business? What is that?" And I was like, "Well, that was really vulnerable." And he was like, "You got to be vulnerable to bond." And I'm like, what planet are you from? Like, you're the sweetest.
I have a question for you. Which part of it feels most vulnerable? Is it the fact that you used to be very heavy and you've lost a lot of weight? Or is it that you had bariatric surgery to do that?
Honestly, I think I'm scared to say this. I think it was the fact that I put it all out there on the internet.
That's what made you feel most vulnerable?
That I have this like, I don't know. I felt like your average person on the street isn't like, yeah, I shared intimate details of my life and I record a podcast with my friends. Like that, I don't know. That's not a...
I get that. It's almost like I felt the same way about that Instagram account until it grew to a point where I was like, now it's like a thing. It's like a job.
Okay, we get it, Kasey. We're not all there yet. Okay?
No, when you're laughing all the way to the bank, it's a different story.
No, but it almost like it like gave it like a sense of legitimacy where like
100%.
now if somebody found it, I wouldn't feel so embarrassed because they would be like, oh, okay, like that's a lot of people and like whatever. But for a long time, I felt very like I didn't want anybody to know about that account because it did feel very vulnerable. Like who does she think she is? Like,
well, so I took a job at my bar studio. And the owner of the studio is very, very wonderful. I like her so much. She found my Instagram account. She found the podcast. She said like, oh my gosh, I saw your podcast. And she's like so excited. But she's my boss, right? She's the owner of the studio. And she might be listening to this right now. But like this morning, I posted a story that was like, I have a really long day today. I have a shift at the bar studio and then I'm doing my full-time job and then I'm recording the podcast. And she texted me and was like, hey, bar 3 is not about burnout. If you need to take something off your plate, we'll help you. And I'm like,
well, that's amazing.
That's so funny.
So
my boss would be like, why the fuck are you posting on Instagram if you have shit to do?
Get off the internet.
It's so incredible. And that's so supportive. And it also just like triggers something of like, do I have to be more mindful about the things that I'm sharing and who's hearing them? Like, can I be completely candid?
Yeah.
Or do I have to censor certain things?
Yeah.
And I just, there's this like, there's this thing of, I had this fear that my boyfriend was ashamed of me and didn't want anyone to know about me because he hadn't told his mom about me, which is a very normal thing. And he was like, I wouldn't have taken you to Maine if I was embarrassed of you. And I was like, I share the intimate details of my life with thousands of people on the internet, but I don't share them with my loved ones.
Yeah.
So like you wouldn't care if strangers in Maine saw us together, but like your mom. And he was like, oh yeah, okay, I get it. I still don't think he's gonna tell his mom about me, but that's fine.
How long have you guys been dating?
Like 2.5 months.
Oh, you're fine.
I know.
You have plenty
That's
of time.
like 2 phone calls for men.
He texted me today and he was like, I had lunch with a coworker and I was talking about you. And I'm like, you don't have to tell me every time.
If it makes me
like, I told someone else about you today.
If it makes me
it
feel any
was
better.
my garbage man.
My next current boyfriend, the garbage man. I still think to this day that Corey's embarrassed of me like 99% of the time.
Really?
Like,
Well, but for very different reasons.
yeah, and he's like, well, I'm so tired of entertaining this. Like we sleep together, right? And I'm like, that's not enough.
You have 2 children
Actually,
together.
It's never that he's embarrassed of me. Actually, I used to think that a lot. Now I'm more like he doesn't love me, and he like. You guys already know this. Like he shows me he loves me in like a billion different ways, and
He sure
actually
does.
he like is not an ever like an I love you guy, but he started to like adapt I love you because I needed it so badly, and now it's like if I don't say it when we hang up, he's like, well, you don't love me anymore. Like joking.
Remember when you came home and you had a brand new couch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Yeah, but I thought he paid for that couch out of his own little like, side account. It came out of our shared account. And I was like, well, this is not a gift then.
So it was your money.
Well, and I need it now.
This is the story I started to tell and I got derailed. Well,
What?
Did
I do
me?
that?
Matt and I DM each other things, and the other day I sent him very funny things, and then he sent me new things and didn't react to the things I sent him, and I was like, you didn't react to my things. Are you breaking up with me? And he was like, oh my God, I saw it and I forgot to open it. It's probably because I was texting you. Like, I think he's legitimately scared of me.
Oh.
And I, like, last night, I made dinner and he went in and cleaned up the whole kitchen. I went in and I went to say something, and words hadn't even come out of my mouth yet, and he was like, I didn't wipe the stove down yet. And I was like, I wasn't. That's not what I was going to say. I was going to ask you if you wanted ice cream.
You run a tight ship around there.
You guys,
don't know
I was
what
an
I
adult
did.
when I learned you're supposed to wipe the stove down.
Oh,
I have a gas stove, so like
Me too.
So okay.
Our cleaning lady came last week, and then Bill was going to cook that night, and I was like, no, this is because it's very nice that he cooks all our meals, but he makes a mess of things.
Yeah, you can't.
I put foil over the entire area of the stove that he wasn't cooking on, so that I could just
You're a monster.
pick it up and clean it up like that.
No, that's
And
something I would
honestly,
do.
It works great.
That's why your house looks like this, though. I had a moment today when I was making myself dinner where I was like, if something ever happened and like we weren't able to record at Kasey's and my house is down the street and they were like, can we just go to your house and record? What would I do? Because my house is in complete disarray. And now because I've been working more, like it's literally probably the worst it's ever been. And I had like a moment of panic. And I was like, oh, they would never ask to do that because the kids are too loud. And so it's fine.
Also,
Yeah, your excuse is the children. Always the children.
But
Always the
please know
children.
that like you can't ask me if we can do something at my house right now.
Okay. On camera. We can come to your house.
yeah.
No.
Okay.
No, I don't want to let, like I told you guys earlier, we're having the issue with the dishwasher. I don't want to like let a stranger electrician in my house right now.
Oh, okay.
You say that, and I've been to your house when you've said that, and it's
Same.
never
Yeah.
bad.
I think there's different.
bad.
It's
I
not.
think there's
It's all in
different
your head.
levels.
Anyway, listen, wipe the stove down. It's a thing I learned as an adult.
I do have one thing I want to share.
Yeah.
That's like so unrelated, but I just want to talk about it because I think it's cool.
Okay.
It's about like intuitive eating and
Yeah.
listening to your body. And I was on vacation with my boyfriend.
What? Wait, with who?
My boyfriend.
Oh, okay.
Current
Okay.
boyfriend?
Okay. Just want to make sure I got that.
Yeah. And we went to a restaurant where almost the entire menu could be made gluten-free. I have a gluten allergy. This is a very
nice.
big deal. They were like, we can do fish and chips gluten-free. Our calamari is gluten-free.
Wow.
Like anything that goes in the fryer, we can make it gluten-free.
Amazing.
I know. And I was like, this is so exciting. And I think we were on day like 4 at this point. And I'd eaten lobster rolls. I'd been on vacation. I had not been the picture of health. And when it came to dinner that night, and
Wait, hold on. Are lobster rolls bad?
Yeah, I feel like lobster rolls are great.
I'm hearing protein source.
so much protein, also very thick, like more carbs than
Yeah,
and
yeah,
butter.
it's a
lots
hefty
of
bun, I
butter,
guess.
lots of.
I like
I did it. I got a small, and I did it in 2 sittings. But yeah, I had not been eating. I had just been enjoying. Like I wasn't eating like crap, but I was just like having whatever I want. I was having literally lobster at every meal. I had a lobster omelet, lobster roll, lobster tacos.
Ooh.
Why don't you flaunt your wealth a little more?
What's market rate for lobsters these days?
I don't know how much you're getting paid by the lobster people
I
right
got a
now.
whole lobster.
You just did like the shrimp gumbo, fried shrimp.
Shrimp salad. I was like, what is gluten free at this restaurant that I could normally not get that I'm gonna have to get tonight? Because it's a novelty. It's like, oh, I can never get gluten free fish and chips. So like I gotta get the fish and chips. And there was something on the menu that was like a roasted Brussels grain bowl with like goat cheese and cranberries and shredded Brussels sprouts and quinoa. And I was like, damn, that sounds good. Like, that is all I want right now. It was like naturally gluten-free, could have gotten it anywhere, cheaper than any other thing I would have wanted to buy. And I can't tell you another time in my life, pre-surgery, where I would have been like, oh yeah, I'm going to get the thing that sounds good to my body right now.
Yeah.
I would have been like,
Dude,
no.
I have healing to do because I'm waiting for you to be like, and then I decided I was getting the fish and chips.
Well, I am very lucky because I expressed my dilemma to my boyfriend, and
Who is it?
my boyfriend.
Marty? Wow, we're so annoying.
Oh my god, I like him so much. God, I hope he sticks around because this could not age well. So I told him like this. I was like, God, I really want to get like fish and chips. I want this calamari. I can't even remember what else. They had like just anything they had could be gluten free. And I was like, but I have not had something green in so long.
I know what you're saying, actually.
Yeah.
And this is what I want right now. And he was like, well, why don't we get the calamari as an appetizer and I'll order the fish and chips so you can have some and you get your green bowl.
Hold on.
Aw.
Does he normally have gluten?
Oh, yeah. All the gluten.
That's love.
That is love. That's very sweet.
We haven't said that word. Chill out, guys.
Yeah, you guys are taking this way too seriously.
Sometimes so I like will be all mushy gushy and so into it. And then he's like, hey, can I leave a toothbrush here? And I'm like, absolutely not. Get out of my apartment. What? No. That's scary. No.
I feel that way about my kids sometimes.
I let him do it. There's a toothbrush in my apartment. It's fine. But yeah, my whole point of the story was like, that's what sounded good, but it was perfect.
Yeah, I think it's interesting because I have the same experience where like sometimes I just like crave a vegetable or fruit or whatever.
Yeah.
But also I think part of it is like food doesn't hold the same power that it used to. So like, yeah, that would have been enjoyable for a couple of bites, but it's not this grand experience that it once was in a way that I think is a good thing because it's like at the end of the day, it is just food.
It is.
Yeah.
And I don't always feel that way
about
food. Sometimes I do still have this like scarcity, novelty, like what? And it's always something gluten-free. There's gluten-free lemon bars? I can never have gluten-free lemon bars. I have to buy it.
Yeah.
What's the gluten-free thing on the menu? Like
I like being able to do that though. Like I like being able to just have a little bit of it and not having it be like this big production for me. But
yeah.
I mean,
No, what's today?
I love fish and chips.
Well, he got it. And then I had a few bites and that was perfect. And I'm like, I'm so glad that I didn't get this as my meal.
Yeah, it's cool when like your body is working and your brain is working together. All right, so Lisa's update is she has a boyfriend.
I don't know if anyone caught that.
Well,
She
and I'm having plastic surgery in 3 weeks.
Yeah, that's exciting.
By the time this comes out, I'll probably be about to go under the knife.
Whoa.
Super exciting.
Yeah. We've already talked about that though.
Yeah.
That's fine. I got my blood work back today. I'm picture of health.
Amazing.
Good job.
Actually, my calcium is slightly on the low end. And sometimes I forget my second calcium supplement of the day. So just a reminder to everybody, take your calcium.
Did anyone mention your BMI?
You know what? Kasey, I almost called you Allie. I'm actually really glad you brought this up because for the first time in my entire life, when I went to the doctor yesterday, and I will say it wasn't a physical, it was a medical clearance, but they did weigh me and my weight did put me in the overweight category and she didn't say diddly squat to me.
Hallelujah.
But I did still have, I thought of you, Kasey,
Yeah.
because I remember you saying that you went recently and you weren't worried about like taking your shoes off. I still did all those things. And I don't know if it was instinctively like habit or how much I really still care about it, but I wore my Birks that I could just really easily slide off to get on the scale. And I wore like leggings and a tank top. And I had a sweatshirt on because it was chilly, but I tied it around my waist so that when it came time to weigh, I could just drop my purse down with my, like I thought it out.
Yeah. Well, also, I think it was maybe a little different because you were going in for a clearance. So you like needed someone to say like, yes, you are healthy. Whereas like for me, it was the gynecologist. It was like, I'm just here for, whatever. But yeah.
I still do that. I still take everything off if I can.
Disrobe as much as possible.
Listen, I'll be naked in that bitch. They'll be sorry. Oh, I'll be naked in that piece.
I mean, you
sorry.
dropped the F-bomb
We've already
earlier,
decided
yeah.
this is an explicit podcast and
It's not for kids.
Oh, it's not per episode? No, it's just per episode.
No, it is per episode.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, I really messed up.
No, you're
Someone
fine.
better mark this one.
But yeah, those are that's what I got.
All right.
That's great.
So Allie, what's been going on with you?
You guys ever seen in Meet the Parents, where they're sitting with Greg and whatever her name is, parents, and she like sits on the couch with them and she's like, so Greg, how's your job? That's how I feel like this just went. And he's like, hey, good, Pam, thanks for asking. And then it's complete silence after that again. I've got very little cool stuff going on. I hurt my back. So, I mean, not hurt my back. My back hurts a lot.
From carrying this team.
I'm Kevin Garnett. I put the team on my back. Just kidding.
Yeah.
I put nothing on my back of substance and have been carrying nothing extra except for the weight of my anxiety and guilt. And I'm just kidding. And
I was like, wow, it's taking a turn.
No,
Yeah.
I just like couldn't think of anything funny to say, so I bailed out of that one. I think honestly, I think what happened is I carried my kid around for like the entirety of a basketball game last month at some point.
Was this the one where you raised her
No,
up?
I was fine in
Oh,
that
okay,
one.
okay.
So I didn't post it on Instagram because I don't like to post my kids, and there was no way without like weirdly like cutting them out or trying to put emojis over their faces or whatever. I guess I could. We were on the Simba cam though at the game a couple weeks before that, which is where you hold a kid up or you hold something up as like a Simba, like
Yeah.
So I didn't post that, but it was really impressive per my own judgment because I was holding my 3-year-old up in the air like this. And after the game, another mom who was like sitting a couple rows, I don't know, near us, whatever. She came over and she was like, "You have really impressive upper body strength." I was like, "Thank you." So, okay, I know. And I was acting like I was embarrassed. I was so proud. I texted you guys. I think I texted Rob. I was like so excited for myself. I told Corey and he was like, "Okay, cool." He's like, "You better after all that working out you're doing. Have pretty impressive upper body strength."
Yeah.
Anyway, no, I think what I did though is like one of the next games we went to, I held her on my hip like a pregnant trailer park person. You know what I'm talking about? Like hips forward, right? I don't need to explain it. And I think after that night, I somehow like I couldn't sleep, I couldn't do anything. So I've been doing Peloton like spin classes again, which I have not done. I should look actually to get an accurate idea. I don't think I've done it in like over a year at least.
That used to be your jam.
I know. So when we started hanging out, I think I hadn't done them even then. I think I was doing like the lifts and stuff because I remember doing the 5-day splits and stuff.
Yeah.
But I can't, if I'm going to lift, I'm going to do Rob's lifts, but I can't right now. Like I was kept like trying to power through and doing like little things here and there. And I would say I'm definitely not injured, but like things are hurting that shouldn't.
Yeah.
So, anyway, I went to the doctor. I think she thinks kind of the same thing. Just like a baby back bee right now. So, but I'm terrified of hurting myself at this point. But also,
like anytime, like all those muscle type injuries really just need rest.
Yeah.
So,
and
is this how we know we're getting old?
I know. Corey always said, I'm always like, oh my God, I'm getting so old. And Corey's 12 years older than me. So every time he's like, wait till you pull a muscle putting your sock on and then talk to me. Or like you throw your back out, like, you know, go into the bathroom or something, then talk to me. Anyway, so that's kind of like the thing with me. And because of that, I think it's like spiraling a little bit because that's such a solid in my life. Like the working out is such a solid thing that I don't feel like is a slippery slope. And then I like kind of was like floundering because I don't know what to do with myself, both like mentally and physically. I don't know like how to handle my life without that piece.
Is there any like, I mean, I know you said you don't always love the low impact stuff like walking, but could you do that?
I do. And so, okay. So great question. Thanks for asking, Kasey. I looked at September. I didn't have a day under 15,000 steps. I had 2 days under 15,000 steps in September.
Wow.
Without any meaningful, like without any like goal to do that. Had no clue.
Part of that is your new job, I think, right?
Part of it's the new job. Part of it is like trying to be really active with the kids because I'm not using any time to work out. So I was definitely more intentional about like, oh, let's walk there or I'll bike there, which is another thing I need to post on Instagram because that is a sick ride I have.
Oh, it really is.
And it's freaking hard because it's not electric assist. But anyway, so yeah, I was definitely more active, but that does not give me the same release as like working out hard. So it's not like, oh, I feel like I have to or it doesn't count or whatever. Yeah, I don't give a shit. I don't care about that. It is that like I need to be doing something that's so intense that I can't think of other stuff. Like I did yoga yesterday morning. And I had the worst morning of my life. And I walked in, I told my boss is like one of my best friends. You guys know this. And I walked into work. I had what looked like poop on my pants. So I had to go to Target next door and buy a new dress because I finally gave in and bought the freaking pants that you guys are like, if you keep renting those jeans, maybe you should just buy them. So I did. And I wore them. And the first thing when I walked into work, my friend was like, what did you get on your pants? And she's like, And I'm like, get it off. And she's like, it's in your butt crack. I don't want And it looked like I pooped myself. So I had to go to Target, get a new dress. I'm like, somebody's calling me for work. And it's like, I'm disjointed. And I'm like, he's like, what's going on with you? And I was like, you know what? It was that I tried to be a Zen girly. That's what happened. And I needed the intensity that I did not get this morning. And I fooled myself into thinking I was going to be a namaste girl, which I do love yoga. I think it's great. I need something else.
Yeah.
Yoga's great in addition to the other
It's
shit.
interesting to me that lifting does that for you.
So I noticed that, okay, I'll be honest. You guys know I love Rob's programming. This is not anything to knock him. I have trouble on lifts where I'm by myself lifting. And I still liked them and enjoyed them a lot, but I found that I wanted to add cardio a lot. Remember when I was like, Lisa was like, you don't lift and then, or you don't run and then lift, like figure that out. And I was like, oh, I didn't know that. And then Rob was like, yes, don't do that.
It was the reverse. Rob did it, and you were like, "Geez, Rob," and I was
Oh,
like,
okay.
"Actually, my
he's
trainer
right.
told me the same thing."
And I think he's right, but I found myself craving more of that. So that's why I was like adding in other things too, like cardio that made me kind of focus. So, but you know what I find though is I really like HIIT style lifting. Okay. So like I think that's really, when I was saying I'm doing Peloton lifts, like I think that's kind of what it was.
Yeah.
Because like that one, for instance, that I did that program like 10 times that I loved. There was a time where it was, I think, 20 deadlifts every minute for 7 minutes.
Yeah, so
you guys remember that?
It's that more like timed, like quick, like you're,
Yeah. So like the times where I'm doing like heavy squatting or something and I've got whatever amount of time. And Rob was like, well, why don't you cut your recoveries to no longer than a minute? And I was like, why don't you get out of my face? Because he's right. So anyway, so I've been mixing in. I mean, Rob and Kylie have been fantastic about trying to help me get through that and like adjusting as needed and stuff. But I basically kind of taken a break from the lifting because I had to. And like I'd try one thing and it would just like suck feeling the next day. So I was like, I'm not doing this. Or like in the moment, I'm like, nope. Immediately when I feel pain, I'm stopping. I don't need to like prove this to anybody. So so I started last week, I guess, after like 3 or 4 weeks of really not doing anything extra. Like I could feel myself like going nuts. And I had a really bad day at work. And again, my boss was like, what is going on with you? Like, are you all right? Because you're acting weird. And I'm like, no, I'm not all right. And I was like, you know what? I haven't worked out in like 3 weeks, like hard worked out in like 3 weeks. And he's like, okay, well, you should do that.
go do something.
Yeah. And I did. And it felt really good. I did a Tune Day like spin class and it felt great. So then I don't know, maybe I've done like 4 or 5 of those in the last week.
Yeah.
And I feel much better. Much better. Like I have more energy. I feel like I can organize my thoughts a little bit. And I don't know. Between that and like trying to fit that in with work now too, because I'm like really working like full 8-hour days, guys.
Whoa. I have a question.
Oh, okay.
How is it going getting your 204 grams of protein a day?
That is adorable. Why would you think I would even try?
Because that is the number that you said you were given.
Yeah, I was, but I told you guys I tried it for like 20 minutes.
And you're like, never mind.
I was like, I'm not doing that. I have not tried that. I actually have. There's no way I'm getting even close to that.
How much do you think you're getting?
I have had days recently. So I told you, like, I was like spiraling a little bit, right? Like, because I wasn't working out, I think like everything else started to fall apart. And I've been so busy. I went to the grocery store for the first time like a week ago in probably 2 months. So like I have been dependent on protein shakes, basically.
Sorry, but there are 3 other people in your household. Is Corey going to the grocery store?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I'm like, who's feeding
That's
the kids?
how. Yeah, that's cool.
Okay.
So Corey is, but like, I mean, when Corey goes to the grocery store, it's like, yeah, that looks good. Yeah, that sounds good. Like, he doesn't think through things the way that I do. It's probably better, but we also ate out for like 2 weeks straight. I swear. Like the kids didn't. But like I did for lunch, and then like I would either eat leftovers for dinner or like whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, like it's been like not that great. And then went on a road trip this weekend with my sisters. We were gone the whole weekend. We were like eating out, eating on the road. Anyway, I think it's just been like kind of a whirlwind, and I'm trying to make space for the stuff that I know I need to do. Cause it's easy to be like, yeah, you have to take care of yourself first. I know we do need to do that. But practically speaking, that's a very hard thing to do a lot of the time.
I do think though it's kind of cool that you've been in maintenance for a while now, and you've like kind of gone with the ebbs and flows of life. And like sometimes you've been better with working out and sometimes you've been less good. But you've been maintaining your weight that entire time.
I've been so scared to get on the scale. And you hear Kasey. I hear Kasey too. And she's telling me, I need to have the data point. And I know that. I know it is. And I agree with that wholeheartedly. But I haven't been doing it because I'm like, I don't want to see it. And then I get on and I've lost 3 pounds.
Oh, I was going to say, how do you know that? You just told me you lost weight. How do you know that?
Because well, I've never been that good at doing it every single day, but I do it like when I think of it, when I wake up, right? Like, But there have been days where I've like I'm not doing it today. I don't need that negativity in my life.
Wait, actually, I have a question about this. Mostly for Kasey, because Kasey is a daily wearer. Do you ever have a day where you forget first thing in the morning and then you still weigh yourself, but you're like subtract a pound because I had coffee and I because I do that.
Yeah, sometimes. I mean,
that's why I don't. I'll forget.
Don't weigh myself first thing in the morning, I will typically weigh myself whenever I shower, whether that's like right before bed or sometimes I take a midday shower if I've gone on a walk or worked out or something. And I will weigh myself. What was that for?
Well, you work from home, bills here, shower or something.
Oh, please.
She's in a new relationship.
Yeah, that's funny.
It's adorable.
Yeah. You really think that's happening over here?
Wow. What is it? I was thinking what'd you do? Clean your house? Sounds so romantic.
No, I will weigh myself like when I'm going to be undressed, but I don't really like it doesn't affect me one way or the other. It's just like, oh, okay.
But is it still a real? To me, it's not a real number. I'm like, oh yeah, that's what it is now. But like,
I think to me too. That's why I just don't do it. Like, that's why I don't weigh myself. I'm not good at weighing myself every day. It's because I get up and I'm so pumped to have coffee sometimes that I go downstairs immediately have coffee and then one thing leads to another and I'm like, not even that I've eaten anything or whatever. It's not like that. I'm just like, oh well, the number's not the same now. I'm not even weighing myself.
I think I just have such a good sense of what my normal range is, both first thing in the morning and throughout the day, that as long as it's like within that range, it has like zero emotional value to me at all. It's when it goes above or below that range where I'm like, what's happening here?
Yeah.
It is good though that I've been able to like stay in the same general range.
Absolutely.
I just am like, oh, well, I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop. And I told you guys, I feel like my face, like when we're recording this, I feel like my face is like a pumpkin face right now. I feel so puffy and round.
Well, so I think I remember talking to my dietitian about this where we were talking about tracking and daily weighing and stuff like that. And it was like, you don't have to do all of the things to check in with yourself. Like those are all ways you can do it, right? You can stick to your workout plan. You can weigh yourself every day. You can track all your food. You don't have to do every single one of those every day. But I think having one of those check-ins with yourself helps you feel like you're staying on track. And at least for me, when all of those things go, that's where I'm like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's I don't know what to expect. I just don't know like what my body's doing. Because I went through a little period when we first got Teddy where I didn't weigh myself for 2 or 3 weeks almost because he would wake up. I would take him out first thing in the morning. And then I'm like, well, I'm already, awake. And by the time I just had gotten out of the habit of it for a couple of weeks. And I also wasn't working out at the time or, just everything had kind of like fallen apart in my routine. And I had that same sense of like a lot of anxiety weighing myself. And then I was like, what am I doing? This is like, I got to get over this. I have to have some check-in, whether it's weighing or not. It's got to be something.
I think it's almost for me because I've now like proven to myself over and over again because I've had periods like this, not this long where I haven't worked out, but I've had periods where I've eaten like kind of like a garbage can and whatever. And I'm like, I've proven to myself that the weight's probably going to be the same. I think it's more of like an emotional way to like almost like beat myself up. Like knowing that I know the weight number is probably gonna be the same, but I feel different. And I feel like I should like almost punish myself for that. But if the weight is the same, then I won't.
Interesting.
Like, I think it's this like weird cycle of whatever. And that's like the mental benefit of working out for me is I don't feel that garbage. Yeah. And so like, that's why I need to do it. I don't know, but it's like a cycle of like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
Because I know it's going to be awful. And then it's like,
But then
it's
it's
actually
not.
not awful. Yeah.
I think it's that process of like learning to trust yourself and learning to trust your body. And it is cool to think about like you can go with the tides of life and still be okay with that stuff, because I think you do have a really solid foundation that you've built, and you also have those guardrails in place from, having bariatric surgery.
I do need to ask though, both of you probably, because it's been a while and like I said, garbage can status, like what do people eat?
Yeah.
Yeah. Great question. I love that you looked off in the distance too, Lisa. Like, yeah, no, I wish I could tell you.
I started doing a meal delivery service, which has been
You guys
really
both
great.
are talking about that. I think
Hers are like really like you pop in the microwave, they're ready to go.
They're like cooked and ready to go. And it's been so good for us because we do the same thing where we like get to dinner and we're like, oh, what are we going to eat tonight? And then we just end up ordering out. And Bill's also very good at cooking. So a lot of nights he will cook, and that's great. But there are definitely nights where when we don't have ready to go meals, we're like, what the heck do we eat? What do we cook? So those have been great. It just like takes a lot of pressure off of thinking about food. And it's nice because you get things like I had a like turkey with cranberry sauce and stuffing the other day. I would never make myself that, right? Like I'm never going to cook that for myself, but it was really tasty and really enjoyed it. So
we should start a campaign for turkey breasts being around, like available all the time.
You know what?
I think it is.
I think we should, because actually,
let's call the turkey people. Let's see if the turkey people want to place an ad in this podcast.
No, I was going to say after Thanksgiving, sometimes you can buy pieces of the turkey, like because they just like have extra and they're trying to get rid of it, and it's delicious. We should cook that more often.
We should. I just saw. Because I went to Aldi this week. Like another thing we should probably plug. I for the first time, I deserve a medal for going to the grocery store. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I looked at warm, you guys know I'm a fall girly, warm like fall recipes that are like easy.
Yeah.
And that's how I found that acorn squash thing I was telling you guys about.
The stuffed
so
acorn
good.
squash.
I'll post it one day. I don't
Move
know. I
over
can't
stuffed
post anything.
peppers. I think that's what the byline said.
I think it did.
I was
and
a
I
little
didn't know that when I
offended.
sent it. It said like moving. Yeah.
That's why I thought you sent it. I thought you were coming for Kasey stuffed peppers.
I know. I was a little offended by it.
I think anyway. I looked at it and I saw a turkey roulade or something that I was like, that would be great if I could get my hands on a piece of turkey and not have to cook like a 60-pound turkey for my family of 4.
Do they not sell like carved turkey pieces? Doesn't like even like Oscar Mayer or something?
They do, but not to like cook like something decent.
Yeah, the only turkey I've ever really seen has been like ground turkey that you can buy on a regular basis.
Yeah,
you can like lunch meats kind of
lunch
turkey
meat,
and stuff, but like I don't know.
Well, maybe
whatever.
you could
I
look
think
into something that's why I started. I've been doing every plate, which there's like a million you can choose from. But I got in a rut. I was like, I literally don't.
Yeah.
And I got so busy. I'm like, I don't know what I want. And then I end up eating out or eating junk or not like.
We've done them all. It's just I think we did them before kids. I want to say. We even did like the Martha Stewart one. I don't know if that still exists,
Marley
but it was
spoon
good.
or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
I remember one like risotto in particular I had that I loved.
I make it all the time.
Yeah,
I took a picture of the recipe card and I have it saved and I make it. Yeah.
Marley spoon one?
Yeah.
It's interesting
because
because
same thing.
Now I used to always do those before weight loss surgery, and I did them. I think I've talked about this. I did the Home Chef, like carb conscious ones when I was early post-op. But before that, I always did them with the goal of losing weight. So I was always getting the like weight loss meals. Now I wonder if I like did that, if I could just like get the meals that sounded good, and not have to worry about like, is this going to make me lose weight or not?
Because I've been doing that for a month.
But that sounds great.
I do. Yeah. I try to pick something that has like a green or a vegetable, but they all typically...
I feel like they all have something,
because
right?
I have a gluten allergy, that takes a lot of things out for me anyway. If there's like a tortellini recipe, I'm like, okay, well, I'm not picking that because I can't eat that.
Right.
And a lot of times I'll even sub. Like most of the time, their taco recipes come with flour tortillas.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, I always have corn tortillas in my freezer, so I just...
You guys would hate me for this, but that would be the type of thing I'd pull out my like 0 carb tortillas for. Because I don't find any value in that. I don't care about a tortilla. Like if I'm out, I'll eat one.
It's like the vessel.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
Like I've been doing bagel thins, which I like.
Oh, I love
those. Oh no,
I
I
love
would never
bagel
do
thins.
that.
And now I'm like, oh wait, I can pile capers on top of this bad boy. Like put it in my mouth.
My trainer she gave me a meal plan.
Well, hold on, you need to give an update. You have a trainer.
I have a trainer. Yeah, I'm working out with a personal trainer. I was just floundering, trying to figure out what to do exercise-wise. And I also, like, to be honest, wasn't loving how my body was looking. I felt like it just wasn't looking, I don't know, like toned or fit. And I didn't feel strong and just couldn't seem to get it together to do it on my own. So decided to go back to what I always say, like ask for help when you need it. And yeah, so I hired a personal trainer. It's great. It's the same personal training gym that I worked out at 2 years ago, but different trainer. And she's awesome. Not that I didn't like my other trainer, it was just scheduling availability. But the new trainer is awesome.
Is that what they told you to say?
Yeah, I'm being paid. No, I'm not. I wish I was.
No, I mean that it was a scheduling issue. Did they really?
Oh, you thought she dumped me?
No, I thought she was a bitch.
No, she was great. She was great. No, so yeah, it was really interesting. So they have all my data from 2 years ago, which was kind of cool to see all my in-body scans.
Is that where you got those pictures
That's
from?
where I got the pictures.
I wondered where you had those.
Yeah. So I'm about 25 pounds less than I was when I started working out there, which was like crazy for me to see because I guess I didn't realize how much I had changed in those last 2 years, but I definitely have lost some muscle. So we're trying to put that back on. But one of the things that was really interesting is it was the first time I have ever gone to a professional in any sort of like fitness or, nutrition capacity where the goal has not been to lose weight. And actually the goal is to like put on a little bit of weight. So it was just this very bizarre experience where, anyway, the point of this whole story, in her meal plan, she was like, we need to start adding in some calories and we're going to try to do that with more of healthy fats. So like making sure you're using olive oil on things, and we're going to put some avocados into meals and peanut butter and all of that stuff, which I think will be good. I think I do need probably a few more calories than I'm typically eating, and they probably shouldn't come from cookie dough.
I mean,
Pro
let's
tip,
not
add a
get
whole
crazy.
hunk of cream cheese to your bagel every morning. You'll be just fine.
But yeah, no, it was cool to like, it was cool and surreal to leave that first assessment being like, wow, I'm not trying to lose weight for the first time in my entire life.
So cool.
So cool.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Yeah. So that's my only update.
Wait, so hold on. The last time that I feel like I was here, you were sore because you had done like your test day. What other kind of stuff are you doing?
Yeah. Today was my second session. I go 2 days a week, and it's two different, like there's the same workout. We're going to do the same workout Tuesdays and then a different workout Thursdays, but that's going to repeat for 6 weeks.
Okay.
Whoa. And so every Tuesday you'll do
Wait,
the
so
same
what
thing.
week
Yeah.
are we in right now?
This was end of week 1. The assessment kind of doesn't really count.
Oh, I was like, I haven't
Yeah,
been
that's
here in
just
like
to
3 weeks,
gauge.
right? Like I know I'm not. Okay.
Yeah,
go
no.
ahead.
So we did like a little workout in the assessment, but it was much more like, talking through things. The last
Okay.
2 have been actual workouts, and they're an hour. So it's a,
That's a lot.
solid workout. And yeah, it's really good for me because I think she definitely pushes me more than I would ever push myself. I do not like to feel uncomfortable. And so when it's like a little bit heavy, I'm like, I think I'll go lighter. And she's like, nope, let's go heavier. And she'll also like there are certain ones where, she can kind of like stand behind me and like grab the weight if I really get to the point of like I'm gonna not make it on this last rep. Like she's kind of
It's
back
called
there.
spotting you.
Spotting. So I'm not a professional like Lisa. I haven't been working out with a trainer
I'm
for
so bad at that
2
though,
years.
because I'm like, yeah, now is the time. Like when I did that workout with Rob in Philly when we were up there, I was like, that's the only time I've had a spotter like since college, and I'm like, or I guess maybe CrossFit, I don't know. But I was like, yeah, help me then, dude. Well, don't just stand there. Like I'm about to drop it.
It's a little embarrassing that I'm being spotted for like 10-pound weights, but
Whatever.
You never
dude.
know.
Whatever.
Things happen.
I should be spotted for like walking down the street, to be honest, because I will hurt myself.
No,
so.
but she's good. She like makes sure my form is good. And it's even like little tweaks where like, if your shoulders start scrunching up and then you pull them down, you're like, oh, now I feel this in a whole different muscle group. So it's really helpful for stuff like that. And if I'm being completely honest, like I need somebody waiting for me to show up in the morning, or I'm going to find every reason to not show up.
Hello.
You guys, you know what
I've
I would
been
do in
saying
that
this.
situation? Here's what I would do. I would do that for like a month, and then I would miss one because I would oversleep or something, and then I would avoid them for the rest of my life. Like, not joking. I know myself.
No, that's
to know I would do
literally,
that.
I can't, honestly, starting to work at the bar studio, I think I'm working through it, but the motivation was that I was paying. Well, I get a free membership with so now if
and
life
you're
gets
there
busy,
too,
I'm
so it's
like,
like,
I don't know.
But you're
It's-
also there, so hopefully that makes it a little easier.
Sometimes it's tough because like on an evening I work 5 to 8. That's when the evening classes are. But and I'm like, well, it's free, so if I don't make it. But I genuinely feel better when I do it, so that helps. But no, I'm the same.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It helps a lot. And I like that it's in a like private training gym, so the only people there are people with their trainers. So I don't feel the same kind of intimidation that I would typically feel at a gym. So
Yeah, or like inconvenience.
yeah, and
too.
also we've been looking at houses, and we were out touring a house last weekend, and our realtor.
You and Bill, not you and your trainer.
Yeah, yeah, I know. Yeah. Me and my
maybe,
trainer
who
moved
knows?
really fast. We really like each other. No, me and Bill, and and the realtor. We were struggling to like unlock one of the doors of the house, and she looked at me and she's like, do you want to try it? You look like you work out." And I was like,
God.
Or no, she said, do you work out? And I was like, well, I did once. 'Cause I had just done like one workout.
I did the sample workout with my trainer. So
I have
a
in my
trainer.
life.
Yeah, so
Yeah, that counts, right?
that made me feel really good.
Wait, I'm actually more excited that she like there was like a tool involved, and she asked you if you could do it.
Not Bill.
Yeah,
Yeah, I love that.
just from like a feminist standpoint.
Yeah, she
I'm
looked
more
at the
and
two
more
of
on
us
board
and
with
she was
that.
like, that one. She looks like she works out.
This girl looks more handy than
Yeah,
him.
no, but that's my natural linebacker look, where it's like I don't actually do much and I just look like a freaking linebacker.
You look like someone who works out,
Well,
apparently.
I work out.
yeah.
Matt the other day sent me a picture of him doing a bike ride and said I inspired him to stay active. And I was like, me?
That's awesome.
Me?
That's so nice.
Inspiring someone else to be active? How cool is that?
Yeah, it's kind of
I
crazy.
think I inspired Corey to drink whiskey.
Well, you inspire all of us to drink whiskey, Allie.
It's true. It's true.
that is.
Wow, I've never been more flattered in my life. Thank you. That's so nice.
Yeah, so that's my update. I'm excited. I'm curious to see like what happens with the scale. If and when I start building muscle, it'll kind of be an interesting thing. I did tell her that I did not care about gaining weight, but I don't want my clothing size to change because I don't want to have to buy new clothes.
I feel that.
That's important.
Yeah.
So that's our goal. But yeah.
I'm on a strict no buy right now. I
Yeah?
want fall pants, but I'm not doing it.
Don't do it. It's not
I
worth
don't know
it.
what my pants
Yeah.
size is going to be.
Yeah.
Watch it. It's going to be the same. It's going to be bigger. fine.
You'll be surprised.
We'll see.
Is that a thing? Can you get bigger?
After plastics?
Yeah.
No.
No way.
I don't think it'll.
I mean, maybe
would hope they're not
temporarily if you're
bigger. Yeah, they're going to be
swollen.
swelling. I'm not going to be able to put on my tightest skinny
Yeah.
jeans, but those aren't in anymore anyway. So
I know.
that's my way to force them out, I guess. Now I just want to be comfortable. I noticed that. I went to put on jeans the other day, and anything that was very fitted, I immediately came off. Like I didn't even make it all the way. I was like, nope.
I'm the
Nope.
same way. I'm in such a like comfort only mode.
I'm like, I don't need to squeeze myself. As I sit here with my jeans unbuttoned, by the way. But
I still like the
Comfort.
I like the warm hug of spandex.
Do you?
As I sit here with my leggings.
in
on.
leggings, that's different. But hard pants to be.
Oh yeah, I like the structure.
You do?
I like my
I think 'cause
my
I
wide
never-
leg now.
I think I could never have. Well, I still have a wide leg, but I like the structure of those Levi's that I got, like
the
really good,
thicker denim.
uncompromising denim.
Yeah.
But they were like, I mean, like skinny jeans, like they were tight all the way. And, I
And
was
let me
like,
tell you
absolutely
something:
not.
if there's a button fly, even better.
Well, you guys know I bought sweatpant jeans, right?
yeah,
They're
I feel like I should get a pair.
life changing.
Allegedly, I heard about it, but I
I'll
never
show you
heard-
them. They're in my closet right back there. They're amazing. They are quite literally sweatpants. Like the pockets are printed on. They're not jeans.
They're fake.
They're
They're
jeggings.
fake jeans, but they look like jeans.
But do they have pockets?
The front has pockets. The back are not.
Do
They're
you
just
care to
printed.
get them, and we can just get it on camera for the
Yeah, I'll show
people?
you.
For the 16 people that watch the video version.
I am only picturing the pajama jeans. You know what I'm talking about from back in
Oh
the
yeah,
day.
yeah.
And I'm thinking that
no,
sounds
these
like hell.
babies look like real jeans. Are the what's the size? Is it small, medium, or is
No,
it
they're like
jean
20,
sizes?
25.
Oh wow!
Like waist size.
Yeah.
Wait, okay. Oh
Yeah.
wait, no, the,
Can
the
I feel
pockets
'em?
are there.
Yeah, on the front.
In the front.
So this is what they look like. Let
But
me
the
get 'em
back
on
ones are
camera.
fake.
These are printed on pockets.
That is giving me
Who makes these?
Bruce
Rag and
Springsteen.
Oh, they're
vibes.
expensive.
And this is what the inside looks like.
Are they fleece?
No, it's like
Oh.
it's like sweatpants. Like
Oh
cotton sweatpants.
my!
I wasn't talking to the microphone this whole time. I hope you can hear me. They're cotton sweatpant jeans. And
I don't think are you getting paid for this yet? I wouldn't share too
Rag
much.
and Bone, would you like to sponsor us?
Let us know.
No, but they're amazing. They're like ridiculously expensive, but they've
Worth
changed my
every
life.
penny.
Okay. Post plastics. I'll give it a go.
I have gotten compliments every time I've worn them.
They're
Guys,
fantastic.
I had to buy. Okay, so talking about this cycle of like beating myself up, I bought a pair of sweatpants because we went to the beach when we were leaving my dad's on Sunday, and I got the girls wanted to go to the beach, so I took them. They were in their pajamas and they fully submerged in the water. So then I had to come back up on the boardwalk. I bought them like the cutest, softest sweatshirt sets ever. And I bought myself a pair of sweatpants because obviously they are super cute, like bright pink sweatpants, but they look horrible on me. Horrible. And they are a size extra large.
Okay.
I am barely surviving on that fact.
I have to be honest, when I first started losing weight, I was so excited about buying smaller sizes that I think I bought things that were like genuinely uncomfortable just because it was in the smaller size. Yeah. And I found myself lately buying things just that, like, I don't care what size they are. I have things that are a size large. I have things that are a size extra small. It's like whatever feels good is what I'm going to buy.
Yeah.
But it really bothered me. Like the first time when I remember like consistently when I was buying size 2 jeans, thinking that was like the craziest thing in the world. And I'm like, I'm never buying not a size 2. And now I have jeans that I'm like, these kind of like aren't super comfy because they're just like a little too tight. And if I would have just bought the 4.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm okay with doing that on a lot of stuff, but an extra large.
I have
and
trouble.
It still doesn't look good. I mean, they're
have
comfy.
trouble going above a medium. Sometimes if they're like, but I try to remind myself like it's the brand, it's not the body.
Yeah,
that black tie dress that I've worn a bunch of times now, it's a large. And I mean, I don't really care about that as much, but I just was like,
you know, when I don't care, I buy Bar Harbor. I bought a hoodie. I was wearing it earlier.
that's cute.
Thank you. It's a children's. It's from the kids section. It's an extra large. I'll rock that extra large all day long.
Oh, yeah, that's a kid's extra
Yeah,
large.
yeah.
I
It's
did have to tell
$20 cheaper
myself
than the adult version.
There's no way I could have bought anything from that store before. So like, I get that it's very subjective, but it just felt like
when
kind
you
of
say
a gut
awful,
punch.
do you feel like they are too small? Like, because
It's like not a great cut for me because you guys know I still look pregnant a little bit because of the way my skin is.
I think honestly, like sometimes it's just, do you remember that race we ran, the Capitol Hill Classic race? I always get a size large in the shirt just because I'm like, oh, I want something like loose and comfy. That shirt was not
Okay,
loose
girl, I
and
got a medium. Imagine how I feel.
They're tiny. They're tiny shirts, but like that's
My kids
that's
also
on them.
got my kids also got those shirts. When we wash them, I can't tell which one is ours, which one is mine, and which one is
That's
theirs.
crazy.
I mean, I can if I hold them up all the way, but like just folding it quickly and putting it away, there's no way I could tell.
Yeah, no.
I still wear it, but I just look like I'm gonna bust out of it.
Also, your the running belt that I stole from you that I still use all the time. That says it's like
I should have kept
it doesn't
mine.
that say it's like an adult large, extra
no,
large?
it's one size, I think,
That-
which blows my mind.
That thing is so tight on me. When I
It's
put that
very tight. Yeah.
Yeah, like so I don't know. To me that's an issue with them, not
That's
not
a them
us.
thing.
That's a them thing.
Yeah. I don't know. I'll show you guys a picture of it. I like my sister, I wore them all day because they're super comfy. So like obviously I wasn't that scarred. And I think I wore them all day the next day as well. So
Nice.
I'm not like against them. I probably would have worn them here tonight if they weren't dirty. We went to a playground though with the kids to get lunch and stuff and let them run around. And my sister and I walked across the street to the coffee shop and I was like, these look like horrible, but they are so comfy. And she's like, yeah, they're not doing too much for you, but that's fine. Who cares? And I'm like, it just was like I don't know. I guess I haven't had that much, but it's probably because I also pick things that I know like will look mostly fine on me. You know? I don't know.
I had that with I went to Matt's like from an outing with friends and I was dressed nicely and we went to do a like fire pit in his backyard and I was like, give me sweats, which number one is a thing I never could have done with a man before because their stuff wouldn't have been big enough to fit me. So
I did
that
that
was
with
really
Corey
exciting.
once and put on a sweatshirt. And it was like I almost ripped it. It was like fat guy in a little coat, and Corey is not a small person.
That's so sad.
Anyway, go ahead.
Well, so Matt is like a fairly big dude. He's 6 foot tall. He's very like broad shouldered. Like he has trouble with like regular necks of dress shirts and like he's a big guy. And he gave me a hoodie and like joggers from Old Navy. And I know that because the hoodie I was swimming in. And I was like, oh, I'm so cute. I'm this cute little petite girl wearing her boyfriend's hoodie. How cute am I? But the joggers, they were roomy, but they weren't baggy.
Well, that's how men are built. They're like really
Also,
narrow in the
but I
hips.
was
what
at
I'm
the
hearing
tag.
is ditch the pants.
You're right. We were outside. They were a men's large. There was like an Old Navy men's large, and I was like, okay, what? I am not a men's large at Old Navy, but I did. It bothered me.
Yeah.
It's just like weird.
And in my head, I'm like, well, but if they were a medium, they would still fit. These are big.
No, I know.
That's where my brain went.
So
It's,
I
so annoying.
I picked up the large too and tried it on because I've been like same thing. I don't really care, and I'm like, oh, whatever. But I
okay,
tried
wait.
on the
So
large.
what? You tried these on before you bought them?
Oh no! So when I say try on,
So you looked at them in the mirror and then you still bought them.
I didn't try them on in front of a mirror. I had on leggings. They just happened to be very wet. So at the register, I just threw them on over top, and I was like, the large. I tried on the large, and I was like, I can't really see, but like I'm sure my tummy doesn't look great in this. So let me get. Is there an extra large? I'll just get that, and that's what I did.
I see.
And but the large, I like was reasoning with myself. I'm like, the large probably fit. Maybe it would have looked better if it was large or a medium. And then I'm like, shut up. Who cares?
I know.
Like,
Yeah,
it
that's
doesn't
my brain
matter.
sometimes.
They're just sweatpants.
These are
right?
bright pink pants.
Yeah.
You just found your uniform.
Do you ever see those things on Instagram where it's like a bunch of different women in different sizes, like kind of lined up wearing the same thing? I actually find that to be so helpful because it's like, it's a really good reminder of how size is totally irrelevant to what you actually look like. And like to your point with Matt, like his stuff not being as big as you thought it was going to be. I think that all the time with Bill. I'm like, your clothes are not that much.
Yeah.
They're like, I want them to be giant on me and they're not.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that like Bill looks like the same size as me.
Right.
You know what I
No,
mean?
yeah.
Like you look so different, and you see that on Instagram. You're like, wow, these two girls were the same size and they look completely different, and they're both beautiful. And you know
what hurts
whatever.
my cause too is that my husband loves a deal so much. He'll get like a women's hoodie if it's on sale. When we were at my dad's on Sunday, he was wearing a hoodie from Edinburgh that's bright pink, and it has these like Highland cows in like multicolor, Technicolor, whatever. I don't know. And my dad was like, I don't forget what he said. But he's like, you going to a women's march after this or something? And Corey's like, so what if I am, whatever. But like it doesn't help my cause at all because I'll put stuff on and I'll put the hood up and it'll be like the hood starts at my ears because it's like just like it doesn't fit my shoulders at all. And I'm like, how are you doing this? But it fits him the same way. He just doesn't care.
Yeah.
But also, like, I'm wearing Kasey's sweater right now, and Kasey is objectively smaller than me. Like, you're taller than me, and you weigh a good 20 pounds less than me. So, like, objectively, math-wise and jean size-wise, but it fits me. You want to feel skinny? You put on one of Kasey's articles of clothing, and it fit you. You'll feel
it feels
skinny,
good.
right?
You know
Doesn't
what
it
you
feel
won't
good?
feel good if she gives you her formal dresses and you try them on and only one of them zips because it's the one that doesn't zip and is just stretchy.
No, that has a zipper on it.
Well, that's neither here nor there. Whatever. It's real stretchy. Anyway.
Well,
Doesn't
everyone is
matter.
built differently.
Everyone is built differently.
Hey, thanks for suffering through this with us, guys.
Yeah, guys.
Wow,
Wow. Surely this will be the one that cancels us. But
Make sure you write in to tell us whether you love the outline-less episodes or what.
Yeah. Let us know when we have literally no direction whatsoever. Because at least with the chatting abouts, we know what we're going to be chatting about. Today we really
it's
rocked
No,
on.
this was just off the cuff.
Oh.
And our
that's
lights
our
went
sign.
out,
It's
so-
time to go. Casey's ring light just
Anyway,
died.
never mind.
Thanks for being here. We're so happy you're here. We love this community. And we'll see you next week. If you want more, you can follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Former Fat Friend Pod. I am at Leaning Into Lisa.
I am at Maintaining Kasey.
And I'm at Allie's Losing It _RNY.
And make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on your favorite podcast platform and share our podcast with a friend.
What she said.
Or an enemy. Share it with an enemy.
Just share it with somebody. Just share it.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.